Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any information about this thing detail-wise. So, Can-Am Outlander 2007 800R with the worn ProVantage front mount plow. So, the actual plow mount becomes the winch mount. So you take out the winch, you take out the winch mount, you take the winch mount off of the winch, and then you put the winch onto the plow mount, but you can only do that after the plow mount's mounted onto the body of the quad, because you can't maneuver them both through the space in the front of the frame. So you take out 4 bolts. There's the 2 in the front, right here, these guys, that are holding the old winch mount on, and then these 2 right here, and this is, when I say these 2, it's both sides, like left and right side of the quad, that are holding the frame to the bumper, to the aluminum bumpers that are right here. So you take all of those out, and then you have to put this, the plow mount, on top of this frame piece right here, the frame tab that comes off. And underneath the plow mount, I don't know if you can see this, right there, there's a spacer that Warren gives you with a bolt, so it goes bolt washer under the bumper mount tab, spacer between the bumper mount and the plow mount, and then the nylock nut on the back side. They don't show you or tell you anything about that stupid spacer. So if you put this mount on, it's kind of screwy, and then you realize, oh, I have a spacer and I don't know where it needs to go. So that's where the spacer needs to go. You kind of gotta, figure it out, I guess, because I've had a lot of people say that their directions are pitiful, and they are. They're terrible. It's like black and white, out of focus pictures with no arrows or anything like that, and I don't know. But anyways, once it's done, it sits there like that. I guess I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, it sits there like that. You can't even see it. It barely pokes out of the frame. You don't have any clearance issues. Comes just a tiny bit below the front skid plate. The other thing is that there's no information about is that I have the Can-Am stock A-arm guards on mine. I had to cut those. You got to drop those, because otherwise, I don't know if you can see it right here. Maybe it's on the other side. You can see that they would come in conflict. See right there? This plate usually extends past this, right? So you have to cut it off. So basically I cut it off, and you can see it's sort of a diagonal angle right there from here to the other end, so that now when this thing is sitting on the floor, the A-arm guards don't come in contact with the plow mount, and everything's fine. So 2 things they don't tell you about, well, 3 things really, that the plow mount replaces the winch mount and becomes also the winch mount. You have to put that spacer under the plow mount, and if you have the A-arm guards, the aluminum ones, you're going to have to trim them. Probably plastic ones too, I'm sure, that would get in the way, but those will bend a little bit easier, I'm sure. I was going to try and bend these back away from it, but I decided it'd be better to cut them. So that's all I got. Other than that, once it's all in and figured out and everything, it's pretty sturdy, bulky, push tubes and everything like that. It's a pretty slick system, especially if you have full body plates, like full skids on the body, and you don't want to mess around with those with a mid-mount plow. And you get a higher lift with a front mount, but I would recommend, this is the pivot point for the winch right here. Okay, so pull this guy out, and then this plastic piece flips up, and you put the winch cable through it. Everyone says that this plastic piece right here that I'm wiggling breaks if you bring the plow up too high. So what they do is they get, the worn pulley mount kit, which I think goes here. I would recommend it. I'm getting it.